Hi, Dave Butler here. Today I'm coming to you with a new heating pad from Bob and Brad. And this heating pad is, at first glance, it looks like it's just a regular heating pad, but there are some features on this heating pad that I really like. And to give you a little bit of feedback just initially, when I get products like this, I'll give them to my staff so that they can try it out either with patients or on themselves. And I had a couple of staff members who went right then and purchased a couple of heating pads for family or friends for Christmas. So they really liked it, and we've had heating pads in physical therapy for a long time, and I think this makes some little adjustments to some frustrations that we've had with heating pads in the past. So here's Bob and Brad's heating pad. You can check that out. I'll put the link to that heating pad down in the description, so make sure to check that out. I think it's well worth the price on Amazon right now. So check it out, and let's get into a little bit of a review for this heating pad. So first of all, this heating pad, when you first take it out of the box, the first thing you notice, and the reason my staff purchased it to give to their family and friends, is that it's really soft. Like, it's really plush. You feel the softness of this, and it just makes you want to put it on yourself somewhere. And that softness isn't something that I've really seen that much with other heating pads that we've used in the clinic. And I think it's a real advantage to this because it makes people want to use it. They want to use it because of the heat anyway, but that plushness makes people want to use it. So that's one big bonus, is that it's soft and it's really comfortable. The other thing you notice right when you take it out of the box is that it's heavy, it's weighted. And I don't know exactly what they put in here to weight it. It's sand or something, but you can kind of feel a little crunchy in there. But that weight really helps it to stay put. So like if I put it on a patient's shoulder, if I put it on their shoulder, it's going to stay put. The fabric has some texture to it, and it's weighted, so it's gonna stay where it's supposed to be. If you're laying on your stomach and you have this laying on your back, then that weight is going to help that heat to stay put and actually push through those layers of clothing that you might have on, or just that pressure will help give it more pressure on you to heat up more. So I'm going to turn this on, and we're going to see how long it takes for it to warm up. But the readout on the controller is pretty simple. It's not anything crazy. I can already feel it heating up in my hand, and it has 6 settings of heat. So you can take it up to the max at 6, or if it's too hot for you, then bring it back down. It also has the green buttons that set the time. So that can go from 30 minutes to 60 minutes to 90 minutes, so that it's not going forever. You're not risking a burn or anything like that. So pretty simple digital readout and easy to use. It has big buttons and a big readout so that anyone can really use this very well. So that's the readout, the controller for this. One of my staff's complaints, they only had one real complaint about this heating pad. They didn't feel like it got hot enough. And I can see 2 sides to this. We don't want it to be so hot that it's burning people, but at the same time they didn't quite feel like it got to the heat that they wanted it to get to. So keep in mind that here in Utah we're going into winter right now, so my staff basically want to cook because they're freezing before they get to work outside. So that was their only complaint. They didn't feel like it got hot enough. If you're using this in the clinic as a physical therapist, it might not get hot enough to really get a therapeutic dose of heat, but that is pretty patient dependent. The other heating pads that I have do get hotter than this that we use on patients. So I think for home use, I think this is great, and it's a great option that it doesn't get so hot that we're risking burns and things like that. So, okay, a couple of things that this heating pad does that is a frustration with some other heating pads. One thing is if you're using a heating pad and you don't want to be laying down, it's kind of hard to keep it, for it to stay put. You know, like if you're sitting at a desk and you are using a heating pad on your back, you have to put it on your back and then kind of wedge it between you and the chair. This heating pad has a strap that's on the back that has an easy buckle, and it has some elasticity to it, so you can strap it around the chair. So like say this was the chair that we were using, you could strap that around the chair and it would stay put for you to put heat specifically where you want it to be. So then you can get up and down, not worry about it shifting. I really like the use of that. And it has different loops, so you can put that strap in on different levels. So that strap is also really useful if you're laying down. So if I was laying down, say I was laying on my bed or something like that, and I wanted to use that heating pad, the pressure of laying on it does increase the heat transfer to your body, which is great. But one of the complaints is a lot of times I want to get that heat like wrapped around the person, not just where their back contacts the table. So here in the clinic we'll use straps and things like that to get that heating pad so that it's wrapping around the person and really really kind of hugging them so that they get the most benefit out of that. So with this, if this was for me and I wanted it kind of in my mid-back, I could take this and strap it on so that it's coming up on the sides. This comes to one of my only complaints about this is if you're in this position and you're trying to adjust this, it's not the easiest to adjust. If you hold on to it, you can kind of get it adjusted well enough to make it work, but if it's connected and you're adjusting it, it's a little bit of a challenge. But if you undo it, you can adjust it a lot easier, and then put it back together. So just a little tip, if you're adjusting that, I wouldn't adjust it when it has tension on it. So take the tension off by unbuckling it, and then you can adjust the strap and then buckle it back. So just a little tip. I don't think it's a huge complaint of mine. It's something that, I like the elasticity of it. And since we have elasticity in the strap, that's just something we're gonna have to deal with, and it's easily dealt with. One other thing, if you are using this at home or in the clinic, you probably want to wash it occasionally, and they make this easily detachable, so you can wash this and then and it attaches and detaches very easily. So overall, I really like this this heating pad, and like I said, my staff have already purchased some for use during the holidays, and it's a great time in Utah because everything's cold right now to be using some heating pads. And I think home use is probably the best use for this heating pad, although in the clinic patients may really enjoy the softness of this heating pad as well, as long as they don't need a ton of heat, because that's pretty much the only limitation that I see with this. So great heating pad, and I've really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to get a couple for Christmas gifts as well. So hope you enjoyed this review of Bob and Brad's heating pad, and again, look for the link in the description and you can check it out on your own. Thanks.